major industrial hub, Kanpur sits on the banks of the Ganges River. Known as the leather city of India, it is also the birthplace of Bob Woolmer and home to two of the biggest cricketing powerhouses for one day only. North of India, just 500 kilometers away from Delhi in the region of Uttar Pradesh. This is Kanpur and we're at the Green Park Stadium ahead of that first one-day international between the Proteas and India. Who better to speak to ahead of that first one-day international than the Proteas' most versatile player, who is also at their core and a catalyst for those big matches, ODI captain AB de Villiers. AB, thank you so much for joining us. How's the subcontinent been treating you?
It's very good, Crystal. Thank you very much, and thanks for the kind words. A boost of confidence before the start of the ODI series. It's nice to be in India. We had a great start in the T20s, and looking forward to what's going to be a challenging ODI series.
They say that you only fear what you do not know. So what does AB de Villiers and the Proteas team know about India and themselves? What are the tactics?
Yeah, well, first of all, we know that they're a very dangerous team in their home conditions. They're very well prepared. They know the pitches really well. We're expecting a bit of turn. I've seen the wicket and it doesn't look too bad, but we will always try and prepare as best as possible for the unexpected. We don't know what not to expect. We can just prepare for what's coming, and that's a very big ODI game today.
It is a big ODI series as well. We talk about tactics, but there's also statistics involved in it. It's second in the world up against third in the ODI world, the Proteas. But there's more than just those numbers. Let's take a look.
A rich, intense ODI history. Over the last 2 decades, both teams have enjoyed #1 status at certain times. But when they converge in 5 venues in the space of 14 days, it will be second in the world hosting third.
That's well played.
India and South Africa's ODI history is older than our democracy, dating back to 1991. That's 24 years of intense rivalry.
But it really has been an almighty battle.
The number of ODIs South Africa and India have played, 71.
Flags waving and everybody ready now for action. So the wickets are going for India.
41 is the number of SA wins against India in ODIs. The highest total in an ODI between India and South Africa, 401 for 3. The little master Sachin Tendulkar with a double century that earned India a 153-run win. Yusuf Pathan's 8 sixes is the most in an innings. That power hitting spurred on a 68-ball century.
Didn't back down, decided to take it on, and he got enough on it.
5 South African players have claimed 5 wicket hauls against India in ODIs, including Pollock, Cronje, Klusner, Donald and Dale Steyn, who has taken 24 India ODI wickets. Ending with figures of 5 for 50 in Nagpur during South Africa's 3-wicket win in the 2011 Cricket World Cup.
And here's the last man, that's it. 5 wickets for Dale Steyn.
50 is the winning percentage AB de Villiers enjoys against India. By the end of the series, if he plays all matches, he would have led South Africa against India in 10 ODIs in his captaincy career.
Onto the front foot and he pierces the offside field. 4 welcome runs they are.
135, the highest score a South African has scored against India in an ODI, a record achieved by Quinton de Kock in 2013 in a match South Africa won by 141 runs.
Wonderful innings, and as HD has said, on his home ground.
The Proteas are in search of their first ever ODI series victory on Indian soil. The closest they've come is a drawn series in 2005. History says it's 10 ODI wins for South Africa in India out of 23 played.
Well, we've taken a look at the statistics, but now what of the roles that AB de Villiers fulfills within the T20 squad? AB de Villiers is the opening batsman, one-day internationals captain, and now you have the extra role of being a dad. How do you fit all of that in when it comes to match day?
I've found those kind of challenges over my career really refreshing in a way. I like things to change. I like different roles in the side, different responsibility. I love the time when captaincy came away and the ODI setup. It brought out the best in me. I like to freshen things up as I go along in my career, and that's happened automatically. So the keeping coming back in the T20s, opening the batting, something I always wanted to do in T20 cricket, and the captaincy in the ODIs, moving up and down in the order, keeping every now and then obviously the test matches, keeping sometimes in the slips. It really keeps me young in a way, and I love the kind of responsibility on my shoulders. I really feel it brings out the best in me, and we've got a big responsibility in this ODI series. It's a big one for us, and I feel we're really up for it. We've got some very valuable momentum in that T20 series, like I mentioned before, and it's up to us to make full use of that.
Well, coming to the subcontinent, any player that comes says that it is something that teaches them. They never leave without some valuable lesson that they have learned. What is your earliest subcontinental memory, AB?
Yeah, that goes a long way back. In 2003, under 19 tour, we played the Commonwealth Games here in a place called Faridabad, just outside of Delhi. Not much was happening there, but we did play some cricket games and we won the tournament. So really good memories back in 2003. I toured again here in 2006. Didn't play much, but we drew that ODI series. And then after that, I toured a lot to India. I think I've been here close to 25 times in my career, including all the IPLs and so on. Probably close to 200 flights in total in India. So yeah, I know this place pretty well. I think it's fair to call it my second home in a way, even though it's a long way away from what we used to back in South Africa.
Wow, well, it's great that you have that local knowledge of India, and let's hope that it helps you along with this series, not only with the ODIs but also the test matches. Thank you so much, AB, for joining us, and good luck and all the best for this ODI series. Now, AB's touched on some of his memories in the subcontinent. Let's take a look at Sean Pollock's memories.
One of the greatest on-pitch battles when South Africa toured India was Pollock versus Tendulkar. The former Proteas captain dismissed the Little Master 13 times in 40 matches across all formats, and that counts as one of his most distinct subcontinent memories.
They're very vocal and they make a lot of noise, so when you bowl into those class players, you realise you're in a battle, and every time you go for a bound, you feel like you've been stabbed in the heart because the noise is so intense. But I think the challenge too is you realise that in those conditions they're class players, and times you can feel like there's nothing I can do to get them out. When they come to South Africa, you feel like I can knock them over most deliveries. So it's a change of mindset. But as far as the crowd goes, I can remember the one game we played in Mumbai. We bowled first and there was a decent crowd that had come in the second wicket, and we got Sachin out and we were giving each other high fives in the huddle, and we turned around and half the crowd was leaving. They'd all come to watch Sachin bat in Mumbai's home ground, and the fact that he was now out meant that they didn't really want to watch the test match too much. So they're passionate, and if you can keep them quiet, it was always a challenge for us.